Hello everyone, my name is BlueRaven666 and welcome back to Witchcraft 101. In this lesson, I will be covering intuition and how it can be used in witchcraft. As I mentioned in the previous lesson covering energy and intent, which was made quite a while ago now, I will be providing you guys with a few exercises to help you hone your skills in this area towards the end of this video. So, what is intuition? In broader terms, intuition is defined as the ability to understand something or something that a person knows out of instinct rather than out of conscious reasoning. In simpler terms, it means to have a hunch about something, an inkling, the sixth sense, or as a lot of people like to define it in the witch and pagan community, clairvoyance. Arguably, it's this aspect of witchcraft and paganism that plenty of skeptics love to have a field day with. Intuition, by its very definition, lacks conscious reasoning, meaning there is no evidence we can present, no reason for it. It's just there. And believe it or not, every person has it, witch or not. There's not very many people, if any, that can see, hear, or feel anything apart from themselves if it comes from their intuition. And when skeptics demand that we prove our abilities and do it right now, you might find yourself in a position where you just aren't able to. However, that doesn't make you crazy, nor does it prove you wrong. For example, to all the parents that might be watching this video, how do you know when your child is getting into trouble? They go quiet. Too quiet. Now, anyone can just assume that, oh, they're probably just taking a nap. But not you. You know better. You know they're up to no good. Sure, you can't see that, you can't hear them doing that, but you just know, they're up to no good. And how many times have you been right, just based off of this instinctual feeling? This is just one of the ways that intuition can present itself in everyday life. Let's look at another one, shall we? How many times have you or someone you know avoided going somewhere or doing something at all because of a bad feeling? Maybe it was taking a different route to work or school. Maybe it was turning down an invitation to hang out with your friends. You avoid this situation only to find out later on that something bad did happen, making you realize that had you not gone with your gut, things could have turned out so much differently. This is what intuition is all about. As a witch or a pagan, your intuition won't always be utilized for detecting the antics of meddling kids or avoiding impending tragedies, but of course a possibility is always there. Actually, how witches use their intuition is a lot more mundane and anticlimactic in the grand scheme of things. Which herbs should be used for a specific spell? Which stones or crystals should they meditate with or carry on them for the day? Intuition is also a key component in forms of divination, like tarot reading. Yes, part of knowing how to read tarot cards is knowing what each card means, but a major chunk of divination is taking the cards that appear and their meanings and finding out how it relates to the question asked by the person who's getting the reading. And this is how witchcraft can be a lot of the time. Half of the practice being about learning about properties, history, definitions, science, and practical uses, and the other half letting your intuition guide you as to what you know to be correct and true within yourself. Let me provide you all with another example. How do I know when one of my deities likes a particular offering? Well, factually, I know Lucifer is fond of cinnamon, sandalwood, silver and gold, music, and that he has a bit of a sweet tooth, even though you really wouldn't expect that from him. I know all of this not just from personal experience, but from researching and learning from others who have been working with and worshiping him a lot longer than me. Or how about this? How did I know who Ram was when I had little to no knowledge about him, and he lacked the ability to tell me himself? Well, Ram is a demon of the Ars Goetia, and I happen to have a strong fascination with demonic beings. I looked around, did some research, and when I happened to stumble across his name, something clicked and told me that that's who this being was. And for the record, factual information about the Ars Goetia is very, very limited, due to Christian biases, so I really didn't have anything else to go off of either. Once again, it was my own intuition more than anything else. This is why, on Witch Talk especially, there are a lot of questions that people ask me that I just can't answer. A lot of the things I know that people want to learn about comes from my intuition. There isn't a website I can link, a book that I can recommend, or an informational video that can provide what my intuition tells me, and a lot of people want those resources rather than just taking my word on good faith. But sometimes, as scary and uncertain as it might seem at first, the best way to know what will and will not work for you is to follow your own intuition. And I know the skeptics out there all want us to prove our abilities oh so bad. And to those people I say, unless you're willing to provide us a lock of your own hair, your name, date of birth, and a photo, maybe it's for the better that you remain a skeptic. Witchcraft is not like Harry Potter where I say, expecto patronum, or hocus pocus, or bibbidi boppity boo, and I can record for you all the physical evidence. It's not like Doctor Strange where I can show you the universe by pushing your soul up and out of your body and then yank it back in. No matter how badly us witches wish we could do that, that's not how any of this works. As far as intuition goes, that's all I'm really able to explain using my words. So now I'd like to move on to the practice exercises and let you test your intuition for yourself. But first, I'd like to lay out a few ground rules. Rule number 1, no cheating. That means no skipping ahead to see what the end result of these exercises are, and no timestamps in the comments. These exercises are meant to help test and strengthen your intuition. If you cheat, you have to live with that dishonor. Rule number 2, you are allowed to guess. If it feels like your intuition is of no help to you whatsoever, going with your best guess will still help you develop and strengthen it over time. And rule number 3, don't beat yourself up if you get an answer wrong. This is a beginner course, after all, and everyone has to start somewhere. Here's your first test. I'm holding a palm stone. What color is it? If you'd like to take it a step further and try to guess what type of stone or crystal it's made from, you can do that too. Pause the video if you feel like you need more time to focus. For your second test, I have here 5 different pocket crystals and stones. Out of the 5, I want you to use your intuition to figure out which one I'm going to pick up. Remember, you're allowed to guess if you aren't sure, or you can narrow down your guess to 2 or 3 of these stones. This last test might be a little bit trickier. In front of me, I have a tarot card. Which card is it? I'll give you a couple of hints just to narrow it down. The card is from the Major Arcana, or a trump card. If you're not familiar with the tarot cards, try picking a number between 0 and 21. And with that, this lesson is all wrapped up for today. That'll be all for this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. In the next lesson of Witchcraft 101, we will be covering shadow work and the Book of Shadows. I have a feeling that's also going to be a lengthy video, so just prepare yourselves. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. My name is BlueRaven666, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!